Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of From BA to Broadway. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and of course that means we are here bringing you In the Spotlight. And I am not here alone. Of course, I am here with the Mr. Daniel J. Solly. Danny, what's going on?
What's up?
You know, we're here again with another mystery episode, and that means it is a mystery to me. I am at the whims of Danny, and that is terrifying, as always.
I thought you were picking the show.
Oh my god, this is so embarrassing.
Oh god.
Okay, I guess I could.
Imagine being this embarrassed on a national platform such as this.
I am consistently embarrassing.
Okay, so the show that we are talking about this episode is Urinetown.
Oh my god, I am?
Do you know Urinetown?
I have seen one production of Urinetown.
Which one?
One at Amherst College.
Oh, I thought maybe you saw it when I did it.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, it was that one.
You saw that one? Okay.
No.
That was the last. That Urinetown is the last community theater I did ever. But right before I went to college.
Proud of you.
In 20-something.
2006, right?
2006 when I was turned 30.
Absolutely.
No.
Grandpa Danny.
I love that show. I did it with friend of the pod, Brandon Walters.
I've heard of him.
That was
big fan of his work.
No, that wasn't the last show we did together. But that was the show we did together right before we both went to college. So you know it though?
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you the name of every character.
So you're going to tell us the plot and all the characters' names and the history.
So basically what happens is there's this dystopian society in which...
No, you got to start with the writers.
The writers. It is written...
You think the musical wrote itself?
By...
Disrespect. So we have
Walter
music and lyrics
J.
by Mark Hallman and Greg Kotis, with a book by Greg Kotis.
Love.
So the music, it's such a fun musical. It's so funny. It's a very satirical parody musical that's satirizing the legal system, capitalism, social irresponsibility, bureaucracy. It satirizes musicals themselves in their form. It makes references and parodies other musicals such as the Threepenny Opera, The Cradle Will Rock, Les Mis, West Side Story, etc., etc., etc. Pretty much every song in the score is parodying either a specific musical or it's parodying the form of musical theater.
Yeah.
Which is super fun. And so the whole show is kind of structured around, so there's two characters, a policeman, Officer Lockstock, and a street urchin named Little Sally, who serve as, they're both characters in the story, but also narrators who are constantly breaking the wall and talking to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And so the show is taking place in a world where a 20-year drought has caused a terrible water shortage, which makes private toilets unthinkable. And so in order to preserve water, all restroom activities are done in public toilets that are controlled by a corporation called Urine Good Company, which is run by a corrupt CEO, Caldwell B. Cladwell. To control water consumption, people have to pay to use the amenities, and there are harsh laws ensuring that people pay to urinate. And if the laws are broken, the offender is sent to a place called Urinetown and is never seen again. So that is kind of the whole scope of the show.
Damn.
So our protagonist of the show is kind of the everyman leading man, Bobby Strong.
Of course.
Who works as an assistant to Penelope Pennywise, who runs Public Amenity Number 9. And so right at the top of the show, Bobby's father pees in the street because he can't afford to pee that morning, and he is sent to Urinetown. And so that kind of radicalizes Bobby against all of the systems that are in place right now. And he unknowingly meets Cladwell's daughter, Hope, who also doesn't know that he's about to start a revolution against her father. So she gives him advice that emboldens him to lead a pee for free revolution. And so the first act ends with Bobby and all of the other rebels storming Cladwell's office. They take Hope as prisoner. And so the first act ends with, a huge chase sequence. They take Hope as prisoner and they are uprising.
Mm-hmm.
And basically we find out that Urinetown just means that they throw people off the top of a building to kill them, which they do to Bobby in the second act. Spoiler alert, they kill Bobby in the middle of the second act, which is kind of fun when you're
I
protagonist
really don't
dies.
remember that, if I'm being honest.
You don't remember that?
No.
It's actually so funny. It's so funny and clever. And the way they just like throw him off a cliff, middle of the second act, he dies.
So you think murder is funny?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
So eventually the rebels overthrow Cladwell and the corporation. They throw Cladwell off of the building, much like Bobby. And then they are allowed to pee whenever they like. Unfortunately, though, Cladwell was evil, but was also saving the town from completely depleting the water supply. And so the show ends with most of them dying from dehydration as the water supplies dry up. And the final words in the musical are Hail Malthus, which everybody shouts in unison. And then the show ends.
Hail what?
Malthus?
What's that?
He was an English economist who he has a really famous theory about how humans don't know how to allocate their resources correctly.
Okay.
And it's the theory of there always has to be a lower class in order for the other classes to prosper.
Yes.
And if when the lower class becomes higher class, they'll just use up all the resources, creating a new lower class.
Heard.
So it is kind of that thing where it's Cloudwell was evil, but he actually was saving our resources for us to use. And the second we got rid of him, we didn't know how to allocate them correctly, and we all died as a response to that. So it's a really funny parody musical that also is talking about very real concepts,
for sure.
And is having a lot of commentary on society and how we function as as a community.
Yeah.
And Greg Kodos had the idea for Urinetown after traveling in Europe and encountering a pay toilet. Have you ever seen those?
I have not.
Really? Well, let me tell you, because I was just in Italy for a bit. In Europe, there's a lot of instead of a public restroom, you have to pay to use the restroom.
That's terrifying.
So it's it's kind of like a subway. You tap in and you go through the turnstile to use the bathroom.
I hate that.
Why?
Because I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to have to do this. I shouldn't have to pay for it.
Well, I think Greg felt the same way, which is why he wrote a whole musical about it.
Heard.
It's true. I mean, I didn't even go in because I didn't have the time to figure out how to pay it, and I had to catch a train. So you're right. I didn't pee that day.
At all?
I think I eventually did.
I would hope so.
But I didn't use the pay toilet.
Of course not.
Because I wasn't going to pay.
In this economy? No way. No. Don't give New York any ideas. We better talk quietly.
Oh my god. Well, maybe then the toilets will be a little nicer. I wonder if they're nice. I wouldn't know because I didn't pay to use the toilet, but I wonder if the paid toilets are nicer. Because where's the money going towards?
The government.
Internet.
The internet.
Oh. Okay. I feel like we're both so tired right now. So I think obviously because of it's a wacky musical and the title is weird, they had a lot of trouble getting it off the ground. But eventually they premiered it at the New York Fringe Festival, which then kind of built up steam for it. And so then they opened off Broadway at the American Theater for Actors. And it then transferred to Broadway in September of 2001.
Oh.
I don't know if you know historical context of any kind. Their opening night was slated for September 13th of 2001.
Oh no. Oh no.
And I don't know if you remember what we talked about, but the musical really talks a lot about, corporate murder, throwing people off of buildings.
Yeah.
To their deaths. So
it was a hit, is what you're saying.
Well, they ended up opening on September 20th instead of September 13th.
Yeah, you got to give some time for things to blow over. 10 days. I'm sorry, 7 days. It's just a long time.
And so I think, they closed in 2004. So they did run for a couple of years.
That's crazy.
But I think that time period was a difficult time for everyone. But it's
you don't say. You don't say.
Oh my god! I just realized The anniversary of them opening is in 5 days. I think it was like a difficult time for like Broadway theaters because like people weren't coming to Midtown Manhattan to see Broadway shows at the time.
Yeah.
But the show did fairly well. It didn't win Best Musical, but it won Best Book. It won Best Lyrics. It won. It was nominated for like 10 Tony Awards. I read a bunch of like the original reviews, and they got good reviews, which I think is so interesting because I kind of feel like it's a show that's just there.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very strange show to have such a long life.
I don't know. Does it have such a long life, though?
I mean, it had 3 years on Broadway.
I guess.
It's a long time.
But I guess it has a long life because I think it's kind of become somewhat of a staple in like community theater.
Yeah.
But it hasn't, like, it's not done.
No.
Which I'm a little surprised about.
It feels like
it's not really done regionally.
No.
I think it had like the Broadway run and it had a national tour at the time.
Well,
and that's kind of it.
As someone who finds bathroom humor uncomfortable, I like get it. I do.
You're uncomfortable by...
I've never been a bathroom humor kind of guy, you know? It's taken a long time for me to get where I am. It's taken a lot of growth.
So what does that even mean? Can you like explain that to me?
Like potty humor, like poop and pee jokes have just never...
like literal like potty humor.
Literally potty humor.
So this is your worst nightmare, this show?
Yeah, a little bit.
So did you hate it when you saw it?
I can't say that the production I saw was the best to begin with.
Oh my god.
And
listen to Brennan's scathing review. Go.
Yes.
Go. Get him.
Everyone that I knew that was in it, so sorry.
Everyone
are stars.
Get him.
Y'all are stars. But I think I laughed. I think it was probably funny. But yeah, it was just one of those things where I was like, wow, I don't feel the need to participate in this show, you know?
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
I think it is such a good show. I think it's
I mean, that's no determination as to whether it's a good show or not. That's just my personal...
Yeah, it is. You hate it. You
that's
said
just
it's the
my
worst show in the
personal
world,
gripe.
and that it shouldn't exist. That's
yeah,
what you said.
I just cut it out, though.
That's
just
literally
now.
What you said.
I said it verbally, and then I cut it out.
Uh-huh.
You know how I love to edit the narrative?
Get 'em.
To suit my
Everyone
own needs.
Get them. I think it's such a well-written show, and I think it's so funny, and it's so successful at what it's trying to do.
Yeah. That seems like something you would think.
Well, it is what I think. And I think we're like long over. I think they're doing
a... Is it Kennedy Center
I
or
wanna say Kennedy
City Center?
And I really hope that it is like... I hope it's like a projection for a life for the show currently.
It could.
Because I think it's really good. And I think it should have a space in New York. I think it could work well. I feel like every single show, I'm always like, it could work well in the, Circle in the Square theater. But I think it could.
Don't you dare bring that to my Circle in the Square theater.
You don't want anyone peeing on that theater.
Don't you dare.
I think it could work really well. And I would love to see like a small production of Urinetown. I think that could be really fun.
I feel like a nice little off-Broadway space could be nice.
Because it's one of those shows that kind of lends itself to being intentionally scrappy.
Yeah.
It's a show where you can get away with doing like quote unquote bare minimum sets, and that is the conceit of the show.
Yeah.
I think I'm onto something here.
Yeah. What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to talk about it on a podcast.
And someone's going to hear it.
Because everybody wants to hear the words of two cis white dudes talking on a podcast.
Absolutely. We need more of them, honestly.
And so, anyways, the original Broadway production was directed by John Rando with choreography by John Carafa. That must have been a confusing rehearsal room. The original cast...
John,
we need you.
Jonathan.
John, no, other John.
No,
Dancer John.
John with an N. I mean an H.
John, they're both John with H's.
Oh no.
So the original cast included Hunter Foster as Bobby Strong. Yes, I said Foster. Yes, he is the brother of Sutton Foster.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I did. Yes.
Okay, good. We love a Broadway sibling.
Of course.
Nancy Opal as Pennywise, Jennifer Laura Thompson as Hope, Ken Jennings as Old Man Strong / Hot Blades Harry. Do you know who Ken Jennings is?
No.
I was gobsmacked when I learned today that he was in the original cast of he's the original Toby from the original Sweeney Todd.
Oh, no way.
Like, that man created Not While I'm Around.
Yeah.
And he's just hanging out in the original cast in the ensemble of Urinetown the Musical.
Amazing.
Incredible. I love it. And I also like looked him up, and he has like not a huge list of credits to his name. It's literally like Sweeney Todd, Tobias, original cast, and then Urinetown.
Crazy.
Like, there's like 3 other things. I want to we'll do an episode on him.
Just on him specifically.
Just on him.
Great.
You know. And the notable replacements. Oh, this is kind of fun. Both Victoria Clark and Carolee Carmelo were Pennywise replacements.
Oh my god.
And they are also Kimberly's. Kimberly Akimbo's. One was the Broadway, one was the tour.
Yeah.
Carolee's out on tour right now. I wish her the best.
Did it start already?
I think they just opened.
Okay.
I think they just went out.
Pop off.
So I was like, oh my god, they're already part sisters.
Yeah.
They've been part sisters for 20 years.
We love part sisters.
We love part sisters.
Not full sisters, part sisters.
We love part sisters, and we love Broadway siblings.
Yes.
We have the Fosters. We have the Keenan Bolgers.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anyone else. The Mendezes.
Yeah.
Lindsay Mendez and her brother, something Mendez.
I didn't know her brother was on Broadway.
I didn't either.
Emily and Joel Osment.
Miley and Billy Ray.
Yeah.
Cyrus.
Yep. Mary-Kate Ashley.
Olsen.
It's just naming siblings.
Just like famous siblings. What other Broadway siblings are there?
Adam and Ariel Jacobs.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
They weird me out. Only because they were Aladdin and Jasmine together. Well, not together.
Not together at different
but
times.
I can't not
But they
see it.
do. They frequently do the concerts together.
Yeah, I can't not see them like singing those love songs together. And it's just a little weird.
Yeah. We just don't think.
But I
about
like
that.
them. I think they're both great individually.
They're
I
very
just think they
talented.
need to not play opposite each other. And I
Yeah.
don't think that's asking too much.
I agree.
I really don't.
I would agree with that one for sure.
There's
okay.
another famous sibling. Well, famous for us, not famous for normal
Yes.
people. I don't know.
Oh well,
Broadway siblings.
we'll figure it out.
I wonder what Sutton thought of Urinetown. Since her brother was the
I'm sure we'll never know
Why?
until we get
She's
around the
like
pod.
still alive.
That's true.
We'll never know.
Who's going to be asking those hard-hitting questions?
Sutton Foster, what was your opinion on Urinetown? She's like, sucked.
She's like, oh,
This guy went in for Pennywise, and they said no.
Oh my god.
Now I'm Sutton Foster. They're begging me.
Yep. Woof.
Woof,
Oh.
indeed.
Anywho,
You hate Urinetown. I love Urinetown.
I didn't say I hate it.
It's a wonderful soundtrack, though. I highly recommend. I've been listening. I don't know why. I've been listening to the soundtrack quite a lot recently.
Damn. Good for you. I'm happy for you.
Why do you do it? Why do you do it?
I'm so tired. I have no personality right now other than being mean. Oh my god. Are we putting any of the songs in our book?
You know, I don't know if there's a single song in the show that is a full solo song.
Yeah.
But I guess there's a world where I feel like if you, as long as Brennan's not behind the table because he hates potty humor, if you've got a good belt, a good mixy belty, and you want to do Privilege to Pee, I bet you could find a nice, cute little cut of that.
Yeah.
There's probably a cut of like Run Freedom Run.
I feel like there's probably comedy category material in there.
Yeah, like you could probably find a cut of maybe like Snuff That Girl if you're like really charactering creative. I feel like you could listen to the soundtrack and see where you fit. It's like it's a show for characters. It's like a parody comedy show
Mm-hmm.
that if you are like a character actor, like that is your bread and butter.
There you go.
I was about to say like similar to Shrek.
How dare you? How dare you put those two in the same category?
Come on, they live in the same world.
Like they do, and you just know that's sacred to me.
Yeah.
When's our Shrek episode? We gotta do a Shrek episode.
You're lucky I didn't spin that on you today.
Oh
You're not
my!
ready.
Why would I would listen. I'm always ready for that.
I think if this show opened in like 1980, we could have had like a really good Patti LuPone Pennywise.
They would have eaten that up back then too.
You're talking about Patti LuPone or just like everyone?
Urinetown.
I think I would love to see like a 75-year-old Patti LuPone play Penelope Pennywise in Urinetown the Musical. It should be terrifying.
It could happen.
Imagine her coming at you with that plunger, like
they-
singing those notes.
Have they announced a cast?
Not to my knowledge.
Because if so, there's still time.
Let's see. Who do we want to play in it?
Well, once again, I don't know the show very well. So,
All right.
I feel like hasn't Brian Dorsey James been Lock, Stock at some point in time?
Has he? I mean, not in the Broadway, not in where I found. I don't think he's right for that though.
I feel like he's done it. Didn't they do a concert of it somewhere? This is so embarrassing. You don't know this.
I don't think they did.
Me furiously Googling.
I think you're wrong. Oh, so it's the 2025 Encores, not Kennedy Center, that's doing Urinetown.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's fun, because Encores, they love to shoehorn those into Broadway.
Yeah, I don't think he did it. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I know he didn't do it.
Oh, he was the cop in West Side Story. That's okay.
Yeah, in the Steven Spielberg movie of West Side Story. Oh my god, I'm sorry for him, guys. He's humiliating himself here.
Oh my god.
I feel like
that's so fun. Listen,
they're probably gonna get one of the like generic tenors to play Bobby, like Jeremy Jordan or something.
Yeah, he would be a good one though.
I think he'd be good.
Yeah,
I mean, he's my favorite of the generic Broadway tenors.
Yeah.
Like, what diva's gonna be Pennywise? Maybe like Bonnie Milligan.
Okay, I could see that.
I feel like she could eat that up.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
I also don't know. This feels like a strange one.
I feel like it's a strange one to think about, but also when the cast comes on, I'm gonna be like, "We're eating good tonight."
Oh, of course. Nom 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 nom.
Because if Encores does one thing, it is like they pull out every single stop for their cast. It's insane the shit they pull.
What's our mogul's name?
Our mogul?
Yeah. What's the guy's name?
Oh, Cladwell.
Cladwell, like Patrick Page.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Or if Patti LuPone played Cladwell.
Wow, you just want to villainize her.
Yeah, because that's what society does. It villainizes women, and what an interesting social fucking commentary that would be.
By continuing to do what society already does. By keeping it up.
Wow. Or I feel like, I think this would be a great show for Chris Fitzgerald.
As Lock, Stock?
No, I think as like Hoplate's Harry.
I think he might be a little old for that, no?
No.
Okay.
No, not for that part.
Are you sure?
It was Ken Jennings. He's like ancient.
Damn, okay, I guess you're right. I feel like I always picture Hoplate's Harry a little younger.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he doubles as Old Man Strong. At least in the Broadway.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
So I think you have to be like somewhat old, or like at least be able to
be
play
timeless.
Old. But I think Chris Fitzgerald is timeless.
Okay.
Like he could be in his 30s if he wanted to be. I don't think he is, but he could.
Okay.
And he's an Encore's favorite. I think he could be in this cast.
I love him. Don't get me wrong.
He's in like every
obviously.
Encores. He is like my blue collar Broadway idol.
I guess in that same vein, who is OBC Fiero? What's his name?
Norbert Leo Butts?
Yeah.
For what? For Bobby?
For Hoplite Harry.
Oh, I guess like kind of at the time he would have been a good Bobby.
Yeah.
But maybe his time has passed.
I need him around a little bit more. I feel like...
What does he do?
He was in that Steve Carell movie. What is it? Something About Dave?
I don't know it.
Oh, it was a phenomenal movie. It filmed in Rhode Island, actually. But he was in that like immediately after Wicked. Yeah. And I don't know. He's just one where I look at him and I go, yeah, you know what? He's not like wildly conventionally attractive, you know?
No.
And what great representation. And look where we are now.
It's a wild thing to say. I think
It gives me hope.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
he's really interesting because, like, he was Fiero.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've just have come... I mean, as is wont to happen, like, the casts of Wicked now are very far from what they originated as.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, it was Chris Fitzgerald as Bach, but now to play Bach, you have to be like a 90-pound soaking wet twink who like looks like he's 15. No offense. But like, you know, like now to be Fiero, you need to be like 6'5", bulging muscles, six-pack through the shirt. But like, that was normally your butts. He originated that role.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I wonder what he does. I think he's like a family man now.
Good for him.
You know, he's married to OG Nessa.
I didn't know that. That's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They're married. They have kids. Yeah.
Good for them.
He really originated some iconic stuff in the early 2000s.
What a time. What a time to be a child.
Normally, Butts, I know you listen to this.
Of course.
And I would love for you to just like give us an email. Let us know what you're up to.
Literally come on the pod. You're welcome here anytime.
If you want us to champion you for this Urinetown Encores production, we'll put a word in to Lirdy Bassinet. We'll let them know.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that's settled.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like in his prime, what's his name could have been a cute Bobby. Who's the famous guy from How I Met Your Mother?
Oh.
Neil Patrick Harris.
I was trying to think of any of their other names. Damn.
Yeah, I fucking got there first.
Proud of you.
I feel like he is a Bobby type.
Yeah.
We
haven't really seen him around either in a while.
He doesn't need to be. He has like $1 billion.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be.
He got TV money and now he kind of picks and chooses when he wants to do theater, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine.
We haven't really seen him since Hedwig, though.
He did Into the Woods.
That's so true.
At Encores.
I forgot all about that. I didn't... Okay, just kidding. I take it back. Didn't he drop?
He did Encores, but he didn't do Broadway.
Okay. Christian Borle dropped.
It was supposed to be Christian Borle. He
Understood.
dropped. He would have been a good... He would have been a good... He would have been a great Bobby Strong back in his prime.
Mm.
I love how I'm acting like all these men are like 60 years old.
Literally.
Like decrepit. They're like not.
No.
He could play Bobby now.
Yeah.
He shouldn't though, but
You love saying people were in their prime when they were like 18. Back in their prime.
No, he wasn't 18. I mean, like, you know.
That's just how you make it seem.
Back in like the Millie days when he was like in his 20s in New York, he could have been a good Bobby Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been a good baker too. I wish we got to. I wish he like did a stint in there as the baker.
Yeah.
Because Neil was good. Neil was very good, but he wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
He wasn't Brian.
That's so true.
No one's Brian.
Did I see Brian? I don't remember if I saw Brian. I don't think so.
You saw Sebastian because you saw Katie's cast.
I saw Sebastian the first time, and then I saw Jason go on for Baker the second time.
I saw Jason go on for Baker. I thought he was adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I loved his Baker.
I also saw him as Rapunzel's prince.
I think I did too.
He is wildly versatile. He's very talented.
I think he did a lot of the encore run as Rapunzel's prince because I think whoever was Rapunzel's prince for the encore run got like unexpectedly sick the second they opened. So I think I saw him do that too.
Mm-hmm. He does it all, that guy. Shout out to Jason.
He's very nice too. I've served him.
Yep.
I've served him coffee a couple times.
I took a class with him. He was very wise, very insightful.
Kind guy.
Yeah. Anywho, any other closing remarks for Urinetown?
I think let's bring it back.
Folks, no matter how anxious you are, don't hold it in. You'll get a UTI, and that's my word of wisdom.
Don't pay to pee.
No, also don't pay to pee.
Unless you're paying me.
Especially in New York, the world is your toilet.
And you know what? There are some people out there who will pay you
also,
to pee.
What's that? What do you know that Instagram page or a TikTok account?
Yes.
So, is it good to
gotta
go? Gotta go NYC.
I know her.
Oh my God, for real?
No, I know I know I know someone who knows her.
Oh my God. Practically best friend.
No, but it's funny because we have a mutual friend and like years ago, my friend was like, "Oh my god, my friend is like starting this weird thing on Instagram, like where she's documenting
Brilliant,
bathrooms."
honestly.
And now it's like a thing. It's like a huge. She's like has articles
Truly
written about
doing
her.
the Lord's work.
Well, yeah, but also like I don't know, gatekeep a little girly.
Oh, there's a couple we gotta gatekeep.
You
Don't
know,
get me wrong.
I would love to know the ones that she has gatekept because you know she's got her.
Oh yeah,
She's probably got her faves a little gatekept.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
respect
yeah.
it.
You gotta.
I really respect it.
You gotta.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She should be in the Urinetown
She
revival.
should. She should.
I don't even know if she's an actor, if she does musical theater, but she should.
Yeah.
She'd be a great Pennywise. I'll say it here first.
You should ask her because you're friends.
Because we know the same person.
Yes, exactly.
We know the same person.
Anywho, folks, go follow. If you're a New York City person, go follow those accounts.
Everyone, I swear we're going to get a better night's sleep before the next episode. I promise.
This is quality content. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm so tired.
You know we're both going to immediately take a nap right after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho,
bye.
We have not gotten there yet. We have not gotten there yet. Oh my god.
We might want to re-record tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.
No, this is absolutely going up. Folks, if you want to hear us talk about a particular show, you can let us know by finding us on Patreon. That is patreon.com/BA2Broadway. All our principal tier Patreon members get to choose these shows. So go find us there. There's also a lot of fun.
Be careful because so many people are joining. The site keeps crashing.
Yes, the site keeps crashing.
But if you just keep trying, it'll eventually let you in. Just because we have a high volume on our Patreon.
I meant to keep saying this, but I forgot after the very first time I said it. If y'all are going to find us on Patreon, I recommend doing so on your laptop because Patreon on Apple devices such as phones and iPads charges a fee now. They're doing a lot of weird, funky fees for basically anything that you pay for on there that is not through them. So go find us via your laptop. It can be a Mac. That's fine. But yeah, don't do it on your iPhone because we don't want you to pay more than you have to. And of course, you can find us on most social media platforms at BA2Broadway. You can find me at Brennan Stefanik.
You can find me at DSols.
And until next time, folks, good night.
And goodbye.
Bye. From BA to Broadway is created, produced, and edited by Brennan Stefanik, music by Dylan Kaufman, and cover art by Jordan Vongsithi.